Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you for joining us here for KREM 2 News First at 4. I'm Whitney Ward here alongside Tom Sherry, of course. And Tom, I know you are tracking kind of what is next in this storm system, plus this transition from snow to freezing rain, and we'll get to all of that here in just a few minutes. First, though, a major development today in the case against the Freeman school shooter, Caleb Sharp, pleading guilty today to a charge of first-degree murder.
It has been more than 4 years now since that shooting at Freeman High School killed one student and injured 3 others. Our Amanda Rowley has been following this tragic story since the day it happened back in 2017. She joins us now live in the studio with more. Amanda?
Yeah, Tom and Whitney, this is a huge step in the Freeman school shooting case. This morning, we were expecting the judge to hear arguments on moving the trial out of Spokane County and even delaying the trial again. But to our surprise, Caleb Sharp agreed to a plea deal and admitted his guilt. The shooter was 15 years old when he shot and killed one student and injured 3 others in the fall of 2017. Now, we do want to be transparent with our viewers that today we are showing the shooter's face from the hearing. This is due to the seriousness of the crime and because he is now an adult. Now, the plea agreement includes the following amended charges: first-degree murder, 3 counts of attempted first-degree murder, and 48 counts of second-degree assault. Now, the murder trial was set for January 18th. When the judge accepted the plea of guilt to all charges, he read all the initials of all victims, including the 48 victims listed under the assault charge.
The defendant, Caleb Sharp, in the state of Washington, on or about September 13th, 2017, did intentionally assault SNB and CAO and CGC and DJL and KNS. Sure, the court would accept your plea today and would find you guilty as charged.
Now, the Freeman school shooter sentencing will be scheduled following a hearing on January 18th. Now, at the sentencing, Freeman families will be able to share victim impact statements. They will be heard either in person or over Zoom to accommodate former students who are no longer in the area. Now, Freeman families, they packed the courtroom today, and some even joined in on Zoom this morning to hear the judge accept the shooter's plea of guilt. They have waited 4 years and endured multiple delays to the trial. Now the case is finally nearing the end. Amanda Rowley, KREM 2 News.
All right, Amanda, thank you very much. Okay, let's turn back to weather now. This is a live look downtown Spokane at this hour. You can see those raindrops on the camera lens there, and it is now turning off to freezing rain. So, Tom Sherry, let's talk a little bit about kind of what's in store. There's more of this coming, right?
Yeah, I've just had reports from the South Hill now, freezing rain on the South Hill, and roads that have been plowed are still very icy now because of that freezing rain. Reports downtown near Riverfront Park of freezing rain and sleet falling, and the sidewalks and the roadways that have been plowed, again, very, very slippery. And of course, snow has been falling everywhere else. Your neighborhood roads are just a mess right now. These are some of the snow totals that we've been able to collect around the region. Okanagan got hammered at 18 inches. Well, gosh, look at Leavenworth, 33 inches of snowfall there. Quincy, 13 inches of snow. Now, here in Spokane, I think we're going to add to that total. I live up on the South Hill. I had anywhere between 5 and 6 inches of snow. It was a 2-shovel day. Out at the airport, the latest I could find out there was 4 inches of snow from this storm, and that brings us up to about 11 inches of snow on the ground. So that was already there. So we've got about a foot of snow now in the neighborhood roads that have not been plowed. Post Falls picked up about 7 inches of new snow with this particular storm. Winter storm warning remains in effect across the area until 8 o'clock tonight. We could still see some additional snow. See where it's turning pink right now? That indicates either a rain-snow mix or a freezing rain that is occurring across the region. So even the roads, the main arterials that have been plowed, those are going to become extremely icy, and the sidewalks and parking lots. So this is just a very dangerous situation, and the snow continues to fall in North Idaho. That's a closer view. And again, you can see that pretty much at the state line, it changes from either a rain-snow mix or freezing rain back over to snow in North Idaho. So your forecast calls for, again, tomorrow, it is going to be a wet wet day. Wind gusts, get this, may be up to 50 miles per hour. So yes, power outages are possible with the heavy snow on the tree branches, then getting soaked with some rain, and then 30 to 50 mile per hour wind gusts at times. We could see some broken branches, and of course that can lead to power outages. So we'll look for a daytime high of 41 on Friday, and then it will just get icy. And I think it's some of the neighborhood roads that get all that rain and don't get plowed, then I think that snow just turns over into almost concrete as we look for daytime highs there. As you can see, at 33 degrees. Wow, for the both daytime highs. Anyway, we'll check your extended forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, sounds good, Tom. And all that snow, of course, that we had through the night and the morning led to some very messy roads today. It was hard to get around in some places. So the city has been working now to plow every single road in Spokane.
Our own Ian Smay has been out on the roads. He joins us live with more on the city's efforts. Ian.
Yeah, we are on a side street just off of Washington and Augusta here just north of downtown, and as you can see, the snow is pretty deep, caused by people going through it and the plows coming through. It's actually above my boots, which are pretty thick. And as we drove around today's shooting video, we actually saw multiple people get stuck in their cars in the snow. Roads have been slick even before the plows came through, and now with the rain coming down, it's getting even worse. And some people were just stuck because the area they parked in just had so much snow under their vehicle they could not get out. Now, crews have started a full city plow, as you said, when some side streets are still packed with snow that fell overnight, such as the one we're on now. This has been some of the highest snow totals we've seen this season, and some of the accumulation from previous storms hadn't melted yet. And a full city plow means that crews will be working around the clock until all of the streets in Spokane have been plowed. Plows, of course, do drive slowly, and the city says you need to give them space and try not to pass them if possible.
Weaving between plows is not a good idea. It's dangerous for both the driver of the vehicle and the plow drivers. And the last thing we need right now is to have a plow truck and drivers involved in maybe, a collision that would take out a piece of equipment as well as a driver.
Now, speaking of the ice, city crews are also carrying de-icer and sand with them, as there is freezing rain in the forecast. If that comes down on top of the snow, crews will have to work to keep roads from getting too slick. And we can tell you, as we're about to show you right now, that rain is coming down and is freezing on top of the roadway, and it is getting very slick out here as that rain does freeze as soon as it hits the ground on top of the snow that we've already experienced so far last night and today. Reporting for now, just north of downtown Spokane, Ian Smay, KREM 2 News.
All right, Ian, thank you very much. And of course, the city road's not the only concern. People trying to travel across the state are really in a world of hurt right now, because in a rare move, Washington DOT announced that Snoqualmie Pass will remain closed now until Friday or possibly even Saturday. It's amazing, and it's because the conditions there have just been so treacherous. So take a look. This is a tweet from the pass a little earlier. They shared some visuals of what the crews have just been dealing with there. It closed late last night with the intent at the time to reevaluate conditions by noon today. But then early this morning, they announced things were just so hazardous. A 72-mile stretch of I-90 is completely shut down, and it's going to stay that way for at least another 24 to 36 hours. We know White Pass is closed, Stevens Pass is closed, Blewett Pass also closed. There's just no good way across the state.
I was just going to say, you can't get from east to west, west to east.
No.
I don't remember that happening for that long a period of time. Ever.
No, it's just not good.
Well, many schools in our area chose to close today as well due to the weather, but Spokane Public Schools decided to open with a delayed start time instead.
KREM 2's Cody Proctor talked with SPS about that decision, and also to parents about what they thought about having to get their kids and take their kids to school with the weather as bad as it was.
When we spoke to some of the parents this morning as they were dropping off their kids, the ones that we spoke to say they weren't surprised that a decision was made, but mostly about the extent. Most of the ones that we talked to said they were expecting more of a closure rather than the delay. Now, according to Spokane Public Schools on Twitter, they had said that due to the significant amount of snow last night and this morning, they had decided on the delay to give snowplows with the city of Spokane time to plow major arterials and streets in and around schools. And SPS had also said that this was a decision that wasn't made lightly for them, and that a lot of thought process went into it, not only for the safety of students on the roads as they head into school, but also for the impact of students that really depend on schools, whether that's for food or for a warm place to stay. So here's more on what SPS and parents had to say.
It's really difficult. We have over 30,000 students in our district, and we have to think of all of our students. And as I mentioned before, some of our families, this would cause, canceling school would cause a huge, enormous impact to their day.
I wasn't surprised that it was delayed. I was surprised it was only a delay. I myself work out at Cheney School District, so I had a snow day, and we live here on the South Hill, so my daughter attends here, and so I was surprised it wasn't canceled for her too.
I was kind of expecting it. Also, I work from home, so it's more about how do I juggle him while I'm in a couple of meetings before school comes in, but it was fine. I was kind of prepared for the full closure, but having him in school for a little bit of the day is good.
And as the day continued, SPS continued to put out more updates. They did cancel After School Express for the afternoon. They also canceled after school sports and preschool programs as well. Reporting in downtown Spokane, Cody Proctor, KREM 2 News.
Well, the weather is putting a strain on all of us, but a group of missionaries were out helping the South Hill with their snow shoveling. We're going to show you why this is the Inland North Best moment next.